like, I don't know, a huge
Honestly,
thing.
at this point, like, fucking Google can pull up stuff that I've talked about that I haven't searched for, so, like, literally, I can say the word microwave, and my phone's over here, and it's not even in my hands, and I'm not searching for the word microwave, but now that I've said the word microwave, like, 5 times, next time I go on Facebook or something, my ads are gonna be filled with fucking microwaves. I'm just, like, I feel like I was, like, weird and awkward, because that's just, like, how you are when you're a kid.
To
You're just, like, wait, like, what?
To a certain degree.
I guess.
But, I mean, like, I can't have full conversations with these kids at all.
Maybe they just don't want to talk to you.
I don't know.
You're like too adult for them. They're just like, who is this guy? Fucking
No.
walks his cat, fucking weirdo.
Hello and welcome to the Double R Network. As always, I am your host, Rusty, and today we have Scarlett.
Hello.
Scarlett,
Thanks for having me.
thank you for coming on board.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, I'm Scarlett. I'm 25, and I'm a video game streamer on Twitch.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So I know we were kind of talking just like a little bit about it off camera, but I kind of purposely avoid it because I wanted to know a lot about it, if you could, because I think it's fascinating. I mean, I dabbled around with it, but it's an industry that I think you have to have a certain skill set to kind of do successfully.
Yeah, I think I'm just starting out, so I can only speak for us, like, little small Twitch affiliates, because I'm not a partner yet.
Yeah.
But from what I've gathered and from, like, what's making my page grow, I mean, people really just want you to be interactive. So, I would say that, like, our generation didn't grow up, like, watching other people do things. Like, we wanted to be out there. We wanted to, like, experience things, like, ourselves. And I feel like our generation is still really like that. But the generation underneath us who, like, only grew up with smartphones and only grew up with technology that you and I didn't, like, that's what it is, you know? So, it's super interesting to me because before I was a Twitch streamer, I never watched people on Twitch. It was, like, not something I was interested in. I was like, I don't want to, like, watch people play the video game. Like, I want to play the video game.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to me because I get the same people in my stream over and over and over again.
Okay.
And so,
like regulars.
Like regulars, yeah. And they come in and they donate to me, and a couple of them bought me, like, Valentine's Day gifts and stuff like that.
How
like,
cool.
Yeah, they're, like, super loyal to my page, and they talk to me all the time on Instagram and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's, like, building that, like, repertoire that you have with the people around you, or, like, the people that come back over and over again, and then you just keep building that over and over and over again until you have, like, 4 people that always come back, and then 8 people that always come back, and now I have, like, 12 people that are always in my streams, and so even if they can only be there for a second, they'll, like, drop by and they'll be like, Scarlett, like, how are you? Like, I just wanted to come and say hi, like, I saw you were on. And that's because you need to be super interactive. Like, nobody wants to watch somebody who's just, like, staring at the screen and they're like, I'm having so much fun. Like,
That was probably me. That was probably why I didn't have anybody.
Yeah, you have to be interactive. You have to be talking. You have to be moving. Like, I do this thing where, like, I play in my footy pajamas.
Okay.
Like, and that's,
get
like, kind of my
fun
thing.
and...
It's funny because, like, I will wake up in the morning and I'll put on my face, and then I'll put on my pajamas, and then I'll hop in stream. And
Nice.
I have, like, a little emote of me in my, like, little tiger pajamas. And people love it, you know? And that's, like, my thing is I sing and I make these, like, weird sounds without even realizing it a lot. And then I'm in my pajamas and everyone's just like, Scarlett, like, we love you because of that, like, weird shit that I do. So, and you have to be really interactive. There's a couple games where I have to get, like, mad focused or I'll lose, and that's not fun to watch either. And then I'll, like, lose focus for a second, go back to my chat box, and I'll have, like, 12 messages that I have to go through, and I'm like, I just need to, like, talk to you so you know, like, I'm still with you, you know, that we're all doing this together. But people are, like, super, super, super nice, and it's awesome because it's, like, this little community that's, like, building, like, around me, which is also weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's hard not to become, like, a narcissist because of it. I, like, feel it growing inside me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Your ego's
hard.
just getting bigger and bigger.
Literally, though, it's hard, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's really just all about being interactive. I only became a streamer because somebody was just like, you're, like, a hot redhead, like, who plays video games. You could make money just for that. And I'm sure that I have people...
Let's do it.
Literally. And I'm sure that I have people, like, coming into my stream, like, mostly because I'm a girl, I've had like 2 or 3 people like come in and be like, "Hey, I came in because you're hot," and I'm like, "It's still working though. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, like I'm doing something right. I'm entertaining and I'm cute and I play video games. So I'm just like,
It's win-win-win, right?
here we go."
That's pretty neat, though.
Yeah, but it's super fun. And now that I'm on Twitch, I watch other Twitch streamers, partially because like the games that I'm playing, I just started playing Dead by Daylight, which is like an asymmetrical like 1v4 game. So you've got 1 killer, and then you've got 4 survivors who need to fix these generators and then open an exit door to get out.
Okay.
And then the killer walks around and they try to like kill you, obviously, and I'm a very terrible killer. Yeah, I'm not good at the game yet. I only got it a couple weeks ago. But
It's
I was
mostly
like,
for shits and giggles.
yeah, but it's fun because like I really want to get good at the game,
Yeah.
and you can go to Twitch and you can watch these people who are like beasts at the game, and you watch them like do certain things or pick to do certain things, and you're just like, oh, that's what that's for. Like that's what I should have been doing, or anything like that. And so it helps you like get better at the game as well, which is super helpful.
Definitely. I've kind of cheated or hacked that way. Figured out some games via Twitch, definitely.
Yeah.
Or YouTube or something like that, just trying to figure something out.
Yeah. Well, I only started playing Dead by Daylight because this girl that I really like on TikTok, she went to Twitch, and I just thought she was such a badass, and I was like, I'll go and like watch you on Twitch. She's super entertaining, she's super nice, and she's really interactive. And TikTok is very like, you just watch their videos, but they don't like see you or interact with you at all. It's just like Vine, basically, for like the next generation. But I went to her Twitch and she was playing that game, and I'd never heard of it. I'd never seen it before, but I was watching her play it, and I was like, this looks fucking badass. And then I got it, and then other people come into my stream and they're like, what is this? What are you playing? And then I tell them about it, and they're like, I'm gonna get it. And then I start playing with my viewers. So I've got like a handful of viewers that I play Dead by Daylight with. Yeah, we'll all like get in my Discord and we'll like survive together.
That's legit. Okay. I had no idea, but I mean that's a really cool way to interact with like people that you or I guess would be supporting you via your channel.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like so extroverted that like I need to be like interacting with people like all the time. Like I get energized by being super extroverted. So if I can like interact with anybody, like I just feel better, you know?
Yeah. So do you think like with the way that kind of like digital technology, like things or lack of interactions, interpersonal interactions are going these days, do you think that there's going to be a good way to have interactions in the future?
I think that it's really easy for people to say that maybe not having physical interactions is what could be like hurting the next generation.
Yeah.
But honestly, when I think about it, my little brother was super depressed like all through high school, and he was super introverted, and he wasn't interested in anybody in high school. He was like, you're all fake, like you're all like being whoever you want to be, and like he was just like not interested in that, right? But all of his like real friends, all the friends that like he could interact with were on the internet. He would play Dota with them, and he would play with the same people over and over again, and they'd be like across the country, you know, but like that was his group, like that was like the people who were gonna like take care of him, you know? And I think that's super important because not everybody is super extroverted, not everyone is outgoing. I can have a conversation with anybody at any time, whether I've met them or not, you know? But that's not true for some people. Some people are more shy. I have another friend who is autistic, and like she can't even work, you know, but she has conversations with me all the time. She can't have conversations face to face with people. It's too much, you know, but she can talk to me over video games and on Discord and everything, like no problem. So maybe it's hurting some brands of people who are super outgoing, and it's harder for them to meet people like outside. But as far as it goes, I think it almost made it easier for those people who can't meet people that way.
Interesting.
You know?
Giving the person who couldn't interact socially the upper hand now.
Yeah.
Or like at least an even battle. Feel.
Yeah, I guess. Because, like, you and I can still, like, we can go to bars. Like, we can go and meet people. I can literally start a conversation with a stranger out of thin air.
Yeah.
And that's a skill. Yeah. Not everybody can do that, you know? And, like, some people are just, like, born with that. I was born extroverted. I was born with the bubbly personality. Like, if I smile at somebody, they're just like, oh, okay, she's not an asshole. I'll continue to talk to her, you know? But, like, not everybody has that, you know? as much as people want to like shit on technology and how it is like grown to maybe help or harm people, like I really do think it makes it easier for people as a community to grow. You know, I can find a group to do anything. If I wanted to like find somebody to rake leaves with me, I could literally like find a group to do that. I don't know why I thought of that, but you know, like anything, like any interest that I have, there's a group out there for it.
The
you know,
leaf rakers.
like the leaf rakers. You know, but like you can find anybody to do anything with you now.
You're right.
Like it's crazy. My other friend, she found this Facebook group that's just like experiential, right? So like they just
like try things
they just
together.
try things. They just do like weird things. She came to work one day and she was like, I just went to a ranch and I like pet horses. And she was like, I don't even know what we were gonna do that day, but she's like, that's what we did, you know? Like there's a group for that. Just people who like wanna do like anything for any reason.
That's therapeutic too. That's great.
Apparently. She said it was great. But you know, it's like things like that. Like you can literally do anything at any time now. And I think that's only going to help communities grow, and that's only going to like move everything forward. And I've always thought that. And I think older generations are always like older than us, right? Like the baby boomers. Are always just like, I don't understand, like you all have to be on your cell phones and like you can't like look up from the screen, like you're missing real life. And I'm like, I'm on my cell phone because I don't want to talk to you right now. Like I'm communicating with the person I want to be communicating with. I'm sorry that like, you know, I don't want to talk to you right now, but, like, I'm talking to who I want to be talking to. Like, you know?
So, does that, like, enable us to live farther from each other? Without feeling so far away?
Yeah, my best friend just moved to Miami, and I talk to her all the time. I've got a Snapchat group with her.
Oh,
and,
legit. Hop on FaceTime whenever.
Literally, all the time. Like, I have this huge Facebook, I have this Snapchat group, and it's like all of my friends, like my entire friend group is just in the Snapchat group. And we just Snapchat each other all the time. And it makes it so we all know exactly what everyone's doing, like, at every time, and we get to experience it with those friends who, like, aren't there with us. Like, maybe they're working or they just can't come out, you know? Like, but they know what we're doing, and, like, they can feel like they're a part of it, which I think is really important.
Well, that's good. Okay, so you mentioned that you're in your 20s right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing that I have found extremely difficult these days is meeting up with a group of people. Like, I feel like big groups, right? If you just want to meet up with like one or two, I think it's fine, right? No problem. But big groups of people, getting them together to do something, like a birthday party, something like that, Christmas party, so hard these days.
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't get it. Do you
have, like, a hypothesis on why that is?
I have no idea.
Well, we can probably use like a Christmas party as a solid example.
Yeah,
I think one thing that does suck about like always being on and always like having these things is people are always like constantly looking for like the best thing. Yeah. Right? They don't want to like commit to to a Christmas party when like maybe like that same day at the same time like their other friend is doing something like way cooler. You know? And
I've done that before.
Yeah, you know, I think we all do it. We're all like, somebody's just like, hey, you want to like hit the bars with me on Friday? And you're like, oh yeah, maybe. You know, and you're like, I mean, probably if I don't find anything else to do, like, you know. But also like sometimes you just don't feel like it. I feel like sometimes I really like commit to plans, and at that moment I really want to go. But then the moment to go comes, and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything though. Like I just want to I want to watch Netflix for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
and,
you're already streaming in your pajamas.
Yeah, I'm like streaming in my pajamas. I'm like laying in bed with no pants on, watching fucking You're the Worst. Like it's like the best thing, you know. And like sometimes you just want to do that instead.
Have it on Postmates or DoorDash or something.
Right.
Sorry guys, I'm sick right now. I can't make it.
Like just can't do it. Like I have, like I said, so I have the big group of Snapchat friends, and we like rarely all do things together. I have people at my house come for like game nights and stuff. Okay. And it's very rare that I can get all those people to come at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, it's also like battling schedules, you know. Like everyone works different schedules. I've got friends who like only work nights, and I've got friends who only work days, and I've got friends who only work on the weekends and only work like weekdays. Like I think battling that many like different schedules is just really hard. Like getting that many people in the same room is just it's super hard, you know? Like I think back in the day, like every job was like 9 to 5, and that was just like what you did. And now it's just not like that anymore.
Yeah. I think we all need to designate one day a week where we just do absolutely nothing.
Right? Literally.
It should be Mondays.
It's like me, like right now.
Like today, I don't want to do anything.
Literally, I think I like rolled out of bed at like 9:30, and I was like, "This is like the only thing I like have to do today."
Nice.
I'm just like, all right, like we'll see how like the rest of the day goes. I might have a photo shoot later, like we'll see. But I'm like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like that's a great example. My friend was just like, let's do a photo shoot, and I was like, great, sounds good. 3:30 tomorrow, sound good? No response. I'm like, okay, he'll text me back in like an hour before he's supposed to be in my house and be like, yeah, I'm either gonna be there or like, ooh, actually that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's like a prime example.
Yeah. I know. I think it is like, okay, so people have like ADD these days, like not because of like actual ADD, but like because of technology.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think
Like-
studies have proven that like the human like concentration, what is it called? Attention span is like less than a goldfish now.
Yeah, it's becoming shorter and shorter with every generation.
I think that is partially because of technology, but also partially because, well, I guess like all because of technology, but
Yeah.
I am one of those people that like I have to be doing 3 things at once, you know? Like you ever feel like that when you're only doing like one thing and you're getting bored of doing that one thing because normally your brain is thinking about doing 5 things at once. Like I'll stream and listen to my music and be super interactive. I'll watch Netflix while also watching, like checking my emails or like working out or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm constantly doing at least 2 things at once.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me to like sit down and just do one. Because I'm just like, this is boring. Because it's like almost not like challenging me enough.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just like a me thing, but like
No, I agree with you. I think there's a certain need for stimulation.
yeah.
You know?
I think that's like a big thing. Is like we need to be like stimulated more now than before.
Yeah. I think we're being so used to bombarded by things, you know, like advertisements or like, you know, notifications on your phone or something outside a car going by at like 80 miles an hour. And so, yeah, it's just a different world now than it used to be, I think.
I think a lot of it is like classical conditioning though. Have you ever done this thing where you space out for a second and then suddenly your phone is in your hand and you've opened Facebook?
I don't use Facebook, but I've done that before.
Okay, but
to apps, yeah.
it's like muscle memory, you know? Like
Yeah.
we all check all of our social medias. I go from Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat to Twitter to Twitch to Discord to like checking my 4 different emails.
Yeah.
It's just like muscle memory to do it now. And I do it like every 2 hours. Like I don't get notifications that often.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody does. I'm not like a Kardashian or anything like
Yeah.
that. But like it's like what I do all the time. Like there will literally be moments where like I zone out and then suddenly like I'm like on my social media and I'm like, how did this happen? And it's because like your body is just like, wait, we should do that. Oh wait, we should do that. It's
Yeah.
like the same thing with like people who try to quit cigarettes. Like you get addicted to the nicotine, obviously.
Yeah.
But like this motion is really, really addictive.
Yeah.
And like people say that when you quit cigarettes, you should literally get a straw and do the same motion because it'll be easier to quit cigarettes because you're not quitting the motion at the same time you're quitting the nicotine.
That was my great-grandfather.
Really?
He had a straw in his hands that he cut in half every single time. He just had to hold on to it. You know, he was just holding on to it.
It's just
and sometimes
like-
you put it in his mouth just to like kind of have there, you know, and just flop around.
It is. It's just. It's like
But, just holding
we're
it.
so like
Holding it.
conditioned to do all of these
Yeah.
things. My boss was just like, I downloaded this app on my phone that tells you like how often you're on these social medias, right?
Oh, that's gonna
And-
be bad.
Yeah, and she was like, I didn't think I spent more than like an hour on social
Yeah.
media like a day, right? Because when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I check it for like a second, and then and then you forget that you've checked it like 8 times in the last like 3 hours, you know. And she's like, I spent like 8 hours checking my social media today,
Gosh,
and it's like it's
jeez.
just like it's crazy and addictive, and you don't even realize why like
Yeah.
when you're doing it. It's part of the reason it's like so hard to give up.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna do a cleanse, but then I was just like, but also no.
But why?
But like, you know, I was like, do I? But like also like my job is very social media based, so I can't just like
Yeah. Okay.
not go on Instagram.
So if you were to condense it down, what could you get rid of?
Facebook?
Facebook? That'd be it?
So let me see. All the social medias that I have a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok,
So Snapchat too, right?
Snapchat.
Yep.
So we'll narrow it down to those 6 because those are like the big ones.
The main, okay.
I couldn't get rid of Snapchat because that's like the main way that I talk to like all of my friends, and I
Yeah.
don't think that I could get rid of Facebook because like most of my family is on that, you know?
Okay.
I mean, I guess, like, if I had to cut, like, let's say 3 of the 6, it would be Twitter and Facebook for sure. Because I hate Twitter. I only got it because everyone says that in order to be a successful streamer, you have to have freaking Twitter, which I just don't understand. But let me see. I could get rid of Facebook because I don't really care about people's status updates. Let me see. And after that, like, I would need my Twitch because I work. And where does that leave at this point?
Discord. But you need that one anyway to play.
I also need that for my job.
You've already narrowed it down to the essentials.
I know. I guess I
God.
can only narrow it down to the 4
Yeah.
like main ones. Because my Instagram, I also is like my main platform, and TikTok is where all of my followers are.
Oh man.
I know. So
like
I can get rid of
Facebook on the board with a dart. You know.
I know. I'm just like, yeah. But I mean, Twitter and Facebook, I think, are like my like least used. I only have them because I'm supposed to. You know. I still check them religiously, like an asshole, but, you know.
Well,
but I could probably not if I wanted
to. If you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, I just, I have an addictive tendency, right? So, I mean, I used to smoke. Bad habit of mine. I did it for like 10 years. But I quit.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Quite difficult. Yeah, it's just the habitual thing, right? And I loved it. That's the other thing too, is because I think I was so consumed by technology and whatever else, because I'm always holding on to my phone.
Yeah. I can like feel it in my back pocket, you know?
Yeah, same thing.
Even when it's not there.
I'll have like phantom
yes.
field, you know what I mean? And so it was a way for me to kind of like step away from everything and just kind of take like a deep breath, you know, and get some fresh air. And once I kind of realized like, oh my gosh, like I just need to curb that habit to something more, you know, beneficial, you know, or you know, better for my health. Hello, Knuckles.
What's up, Knuckles?
Come on, baby girl.
Knuckles crashing the party.
Right. And so I took that to then, you know, do vape products outside, you know, like e-cigarette things, and then I kind of just curbed it to just taking a second outside, and that really kind of changed, I guess, my outlook on it, you know, and I kind of did the same thing with social media. I mean, I realized how bad or how consumed I was with it, or how much time I was spending.
It's so consuming.
Yeah, or like what I would do is I would ever since they started introducing like those advertisements or paid channels, you know, on these social media, I could just watch like, oh yeah, IGN's got something new. Okay, cool. Or like, oh yeah, let's check this out. You know, that's interesting. New fun facts about people. And then so once I kind of caught myself just like going down these rabbit holes or YouTube rabbit holes, you know.
Yeah.
I would try to get addicted to other things. I would be like, all right, well, if I'm gonna have to check something constantly, why don't I go on Redfin? Or why don't I check out Zillow and look at properties or something like that, or like a condo I can buy, right? So try to be productive in a way. Or, you know, I have like Robinhood or different type of investing apps, right? I'll be like, okay, well, let me look at better ways to invest my money or spend my time. And I think that has helped me become more productive over time. And it wasn't until I was like really aware that I was like doing, or just throwing away my time on these apps. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes they're real toxic, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to find the study, but they said they did a study on whether social media is like causes like low self-esteem, right? Because you're constantly like comparing yourself to people and like wishing that you were like part of their experiences and everything like that. I don't remember what the study said. I know that it was less.
Oh, it does.
You think so?
Yeah, it's a negative effect on people. And Facebook was actually to blame for some of the studies. They were doing like backdoor undercover studies with people.
Well, I think Facebook's also like one of the oldest social medias that's still being used, right? Like you can think of MySpace, but MySpace isn't being used anymore.
No.
But like Instagram is pretty new, Snapchat's pretty new. Like Facebook, I'm sure has way more long-standing like analytics because it's the longest-standing social media platform right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. People get addicted to, like, posting their status and, like, telling people, like, what they're doing because it gives them that, like, sense of purpose and for, like, a second. And you can get addicted to that, like, slight narcissism and Like,
Yeah.
knowing that people are, like, looking at your posts and, like, what do they think? And, like, do they think I'm witty? Do they think I'm cool? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and, like, having that thought process is dangerous for your mental health, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dom, not good for you.
No, definitely not. So I try to spend more time outside, I think, now than I used to, or at least I notice that I'm putting more of an effort into, like, getting out and doing something.
Yeah.
Even if it's, shopping at a store instead of Amazon.
Yeah, I do a lot of Amazon shopping.
I know.
I feel bad about it sometimes.
Oh,
God.
when you're sorry, when you're a Prime member, it's just so easy.
It is so easy.
You know?
I use my mom's Prime, and it's
Yeah.
like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Everything gets to me like tomorrow.
Right?
And I've got like no chill. I have no patience. I don't want to leave my house, but also I want it now.
Yeah, that's probably also feeding our ADD attention
for
span.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're all just very impatient people now.
Yeah.
You know, Amazon feeds that in us.
I know. But I mean, okay, so you brought up Amazon, so here's an interesting topic,
Sure.
right? Okay, so we are heading into an interesting era now where we're so used to getting things like so fast, right, and like immediately, that it's costing the environment to do so, right? It's pumping a lot of carbon in the air for all the jets and all the planes to fly our products places. All the gasoline and diesel for the vans and trucks to get the products to different parts of the country. And as Amazon expands, it's becoming a global entity, right?
Yeah.
And to because I mean every consecutive year they've pumped out more and more carbon into the atmosphere.
I'm sure as they get more successful.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos actually, I don't know if you've heard. It was just a few days ago. Just announced that he's pumping $10 billion into grants and causes to help save the environment.
Oh, well, at least he gives a fuck. That's good.
Yeah.
At least he's trying to help.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that's a great effort, and I
Yeah.
think more people will follow suit. I mean,
Yeah.
Bill and Melinda have been doing it for quite some time. But yeah, I think it'll pave the way for some new investments, at least from the private sector.
Yeah.
Which
I
you've
think
been lacking.
when it comes to like environmental stuff, I think everyone is like, I want to help. I just want it to be really, really easy and convenient to do so.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible. Like, I don't recycle because I'm literally a trash person. So, but I don't recycle because it literally costs you money to recycle.
Like in what way?
Like, you have to pay to recycle. Not here in an apartment, but when I was living in Colorado, like, it literally costs you extra money to recycle. Like, you had to pay to recycle. And it was just like, well, I'm broke and also, like, lazy and, 2 trash cans in the house. And it's just like, a whole thing. And that's terrible. Weird. That's like, I'm literally a trash person because of that. But it's just, like, a really good example. People are just like, I'll totally do it, but it needs to be, like, on my terms, totally convenient, and not change my life at all. Yeah. And, like, people are really stuck in that sense, People are like, yeah, if you tell me exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, like, give me literally every single mean to do so, like, yeah, I'll probably do it, but, like, it's just not that easy, you know, like, nobody wants to take the bus to work so that they can not drive, and that's less fumes and everything like that, like, people are like, I don't want to, like, ride, they don't want to walk, I don't want to bike, I don't want to, like, ride the bus, or, like, it's convenient to, like, to go. Everything is based down to convenience,
Yeah, definitely.
And everything that's convenient is killing the planet.
Yes.
And it's terrible.
It is. But we always choose convenience.
We always choose convenience because, like, time is such a necessity, Like, when I break down whether something is worth my time, like, I have, like, a means on how to do that in my brain. Like, to me, like, I know how much my time is worth. And so I'm like, if I drive to this job, like, what's it going to cost me? Like, how long is it going to take for me to get there? Is my time worth more than that? Like, is it worth it, And I feel like that breakdown in my brain, like, other people have too. They're like, it's going to take me 45 minutes longer to get to work if I take the bus.
Yeah.
Like, it'll save the planet slightly, but it'll also cost me 45 minutes of my time. And for some people, it's just, like, not worth it, Like, time is valuable, and time is money, as they say.
It is. It really
is. If time is money, and nobody has any money, then nobody has any time.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's Interesting. Very, very interesting. Do you think we're gonna save the planet inside?
No.
No?
No.
We're all screwed?
I literally think that we're all fucked. I'm, like, not gonna have kids because I think they're gonna die before they're 20.
Yeah.
That's just not worth it to me.
Well, I mean, we have too many people here anyway, so.
Yeah, at this point, like, how many people has coronavirus wiped out now?
2,000, something like that?
Really?
As of now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, 2,000 less people, I guess. That's terrible. Bad joke.
No, I
Sorry,
mean...
guys.
We have dark humor here. I mean, in a way, though, it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. If it spreads and becomes a global thing, it could probably make a dent in a lot of it. But I mean, so far the death toll is, I think, from what some people say, is on par with influenza.
Really?
Yeah, on a global scale.
Yeah.
On a global scale. I mean, it might be surpassing just a smidge now, but I think with the precautions that we've taken, it's helped a lot. At least contain it here. But you know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, there could be a lot of stuff that the Chinese government isn't telling us because they're good at that.
They're good at that.
Very good at that.
I mean, so is our government right now too. So I mean,
yeah, right.
What are you gonna do?
Or at least point in the other direction.
Oh God. Can't even get into that. I don't have the stamina for that.
Right, podcast part 2.
Oh God.
What do you think, Knuckles? No?
Yeah, Knuckles, what do you think?
Knuckles says we should avoid it.
I think, she strikes me as someone who's got big opinions.
Yeah, I know. I just wish she could talk. Wow.
She's like, I'm leaving this
She's
conversation.
She's like, don't talk for me.
She's like, I'm not interested in anything that you guys have to say.
I know. Well, it's all good. Speaking of animals, how's yours?
Good. I have a little corgi Bernese Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
So he just looks like a Bernese Mountain Dog got like shrunk down. He's a little love of my life. He's barking a little bit, which is annoying. He never barks, like ever.
What?
But he has seizures every like 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh.
And every time he has a seizure, he's like crazy needy for like the next 3 days because he's like, disoriented and scared and sad. Oh. And yeah, he had one, I think Friday night when I was at work. And so my neighbor texted me and was like, hey, your dog's kind of freaking out. And I was just like, I'm at work. And then he also barked on Saturday. And then I think he didn't on Sunday. But I was just like, I don't know what to do for you. Like, sorry. I'm sorry I have to work. I cannot sit here with you all day.
Yeah.
My little baby.
Oh, poor thing.
No.
Is he alright, or do you need to...
No, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine.
A little spaz.
He's just, I mean, like, corgis are just, like, kind of prone to, like, neurological issues, like seizures. The seizures won't kill him. Like... And I'm not sure that he's, like, in pain when they happen or anything like that. He just, like...
Does he know it happens? Or just
he definitely knows when it happens. Because he just, like, convulses. It's terrifying to watch. But, yeah, he just, like, convulses. Then he comes to, like, really fast after every single one.
Yeah.
The first one, he was, like... I was there for his first one, and he was, like... dazed and confused for probably like 10 minutes, like couldn't walk straight, and now he'll come out of a seizure and he'll be like, Mom, I'm so glad you're here, love me, like, but he like comes to pretty fast, he doesn't like fall over or anything like that, but I'm like, he absolutely knows it happens, because for the next 3 days after he has a seizure, he's just like the neediest little thing ever. It's like having an actual child. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I love him so much. So what you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, when you love an animal, it's just like family.
I know.
You know? I know.
Like
I can't get rid of this one.
No, you can't.
I mean, I have had it for 9 years.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Frankie's the same way. Frankie's like 7 now, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He's like my little old grandpa.
How old do they get?
So
like 12, right? 13?
Bernese Mountain Dogs live to be like 8.
Oh, really?
Because they're like very big breeds, right? And like all their like things can't like keep up with their like huge bodies.
Yeah.
Corgis are like, I think 12 to like 14 years old.
Oh, okay.
Who knows with him? Honestly, between like the neurological issues and like all the other stuff, like he seems fine.
Yeah.
I think he's fine. The seizures won't kill him, which is good. They'll just make him really like sad for a while. But who knows? Hopefully, I'm like just hoping that I have him for at least 12 years.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
He's gonna get to like 17. It's like
yeah, he's just gonna be like grandpaing around with his like little tiny legs
on the wheelchair.
Literally, I would totally get him a wheelchair.
Right?
If his like legs went out, I'd be like, "We're doing this together, buddy."
I thought how badass that would be to get her a wheelchair,
Oh my
like
God.
when she's like old and crippled.
Uh-huh.
Right? Back
would
legs.
hate that.
She would hate it. Absolutely
She would
hate it. But I would think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really entertaining for us.
100%. Especially trying to like navigate through tight spots, you know?
Oh God, you can like hear her coming from like the wheels skipping over. Sorry, Knuckles, we're not talking about you.
You got it back to us.
She's like, I'm not talking to you guys now. She's like, I hate you.
Forget you guys. So what else is going on with you?
Nothing really. I started a promoting job.
Yeah.
Down in San Diego, which was cool.
Oh yeah, you're mentioning that. I mean, how do you do stuff like that? How do you get into like promotion?
So,
gigs?
I just saw it on Craigslist, and they were
Really?
like, "We need somebody bubbly," and I was just like, "Me, let's go!"
What up?
And I like went in, and I had no idea what I was applying for, and I like went into the interview, and they're like, "This is what we're doing." And I was like, they were like, "We want you to stand outside, and then as people pass by, because it's like in gas lamp, they're like, as people pass by, you know, you'll just get them to come into our club." And I'm just like, I can totally do that.
That's
and I
actually
did.
pretty sick.
Yeah, it's so easy too.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're a girl, because like when you go down to San Diego, it's like mostly guys. So we do this thing where like if we have a big group of girls, and like I'll walk up to them and be like, "Guys, free bottle of champagne if you come in here." I'll sit them down. They get a free bottle of champagne, like literally just for being a big group of girls. And then for Marines, honestly, like, because, you know, we're filled with freaking Marines
Oh, yeah, you got a bunch of them.
everywhere. God, they're everywhere. That sounded bad. Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
Rain and man.
Right. Sorry, Marines. I'm just, like, hurting the feelings of, like, an entire group of people.
Right.
That's fine.
Sad face.
But my boss was just like, get them to come inside. So literally I'll just find like a big pack of Marines, and I'll be like, I can get you in free in here, guys. Like, you know, I'm just like, come on, guys, like, go in here, right? And they're like, yeah, like, are you going to be in there? And I'm like, yeah, totally, go inside, I'll meet you in. And then, like, by that time, like, I've already put a stamp on their hand, they're already inside. Like, I've already gotten credit. So even if they come all the way back out, like, 10 minutes later, I'm like, still gotcha.
Right?
And it, like, pays better than I thought, so I was just like, let's go. Like, I ended up bringing in, like, 350 people off the street into the club.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it's
impressive.
Like, it's
in one
like,
day?
Yeah.
Whoa.
In, like, a 3.5 hour period, probably.
Holy crap.
Yeah, honestly, when you stand outside and you go, free cover right here, when, like, all the other places are, like, $20, $30 covers just to get in, people are like, yes. And if you make them feel special, like, hey, I can get you in for free. Right, like I
so
can
you
get
like look around and be like, hey, come
I
on.
can get like your party in for free right now, right? They're like, oh, okay. Like if you just make people feel special, like they'll literally do whatever you want. Like, you know, you just gotta like make people feel like your attention is on them for more than like 5 seconds, and you get them like eating out of the palm of your hand. It helps because I'm a psych major, so I'm just like I know all the secrets to get you to do exactly what I want.
Yeah,
but it's good, you know. So I'm like, haha, I got you.
That's
but
pretty cool.
literally, it's just like people go to Gaslamp anyway to party, so they're just like looking for a place to party. And if you give them stuff like free shots or like anything to get them to go inside, the more people you get inside, the more people are going to be willing to go inside because it looks like there are people in there.
Yeah.
And so literally,
they
it's
got
just
FOMO
like
going on.
Yeah, exactly. So like the more people you get in, the more people you get in, and the more people you get in. It's just like and it's just like, and then the easier everything gets, you know. And then after that, like everything is just like cake. Oh my god. She's living her best life. You see that tail wagging?
Oh, 100%. She's
stoked. She's like, I got the view.
Yeah. This is exactly what she wants.
She's stoked.
Yeah, she gets it every time. I'm a sucker.
Aww.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Do you get like compensated per person? Or how does that work?
So what they do is I get like $25 per 50 people I bring in.
Yeah.
Which I think is different than 50 cents a person. Okay. I think it's for every 50 people. But like I brought 350 people in on Saturday. So I made $175 just in commission. Yeah. And I get hourly too. I mean, the hourly is trash, but I mean, you know, like everything else is great.
Yeah. Because I mean, I used to know a chick that did like a Jack Daniels promo kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So she had like a Jack Daniels shirt and would have like bottles at like a bar, and like depending on like where the location was, she would like have like a t-shirt cannon or like do different things like that, which is probably like different than where you're at. But like yeah, it was very bizarre how she got compensated. I never understood it. She lost me every time.
Honestly, it's just like it pays to be a girl right now.
Yeah,
Like,
no, 100%.
literally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. It's funny because I feel like the more time passes, the like better it is to be a girl.
Yeah.
You know, like we've definitely got like our share of like bullshit that we have to go through. But like all that stuff is like it gets better every day, and then sometimes it gets worse. But like sometimes it gets better. You know, like.
Just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. Well, like, I make more money streaming than, like, a guy doing the same thing that I'm doing, right? If he had the same amount of viewers and, like, the same amount of people, like, I probably make more money than him because I'm a girl. Yeah. Right? And...
Well, there's more male viewers on Twitch, right?
Yeah, probably. You would assume so, yeah. I know that, like, as far as, like, video game players, I think 42% of it is girls. I think it's a lot higher than people think. For sure, it's not 50-50, but it's definitely higher than people think as far as, like, how many girls play video games.
I thought they did a study on that, and it was actually mostly female.
Really?
Yeah, but it was counting mobile games and other alternatives.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm counting mobile games. I think the study that I read, it was like 42%. It was just like slightly less. It might have not been
consoles, PCs, that
yeah,
kind of
I think it might have just not been counting mobile games because like I mean, if you put mobile games in there, I'd assume it's
well, I mean,
closer
there's like
to
Candy
50,
Crush.
50.
There's like a bunch of other ones in there.
You know, like back to looking at our cell phones all the time. I actually don't play games on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, when I'm on my phone, I'm on social media. I don't have like Candy Crush or like Bejeweled or any of that. Like that doesn't like keep my brain challenged enough. I have to like do other things.
I got you. I play Clash Royale.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I've never
so
downloaded
addicted.
it, and I'm just
so
like I've
addicted.
never understood that one. But
Really?
I don't know.
You should try it.
But being a girl, like, we're also in a place where, because of social media, like, sex sells a lot.
It does.
And so I literally have a Patreon where, like, I sell photos of myself, like, in cosplay and in lingerie. And I make, like, $300 a month doing that.
No kidding?
Like, yeah. And
That's legit.
It's, like, so easy. And it's, like, so little work. And people are just like, you're really pretty. And I'm like... Thanks.
Send me money.
Give me money. It's terrible. It's so terrible. But like, I
mean, if you could do it, why not?
Yeah, and that's like the thing too, is I'm like, people are like, I can't believe you're doing that. Can't believe you're selling yourself. And I'm like, I mean, like, I need money, and also like I'm cute, so like, why not? Yeah. Like, literally, I'm gonna make money in like every single way that I can. Like, I don't hate doing it. Yeah. I just left my bartending and serving job because I hated it. Yeah. I hated it so much. Bartending was super fun, but every time I had to serve, I was just like, I hate it here, and I hate everyone. I hate all of you, and I hate you, and I hate you, and it's just, like, terrible. Yeah. Like, you would be shocked at the amount of people who are just, like, rude to servers.
100%.
Like,
100%.
I was constantly dumbfounded at the amount of things that people were just okay with saying to me. Mm-hmm. I'm just like... What is your problem? Like, I'm literally a person. I'm a person trying to help you, and you're yelling at me. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to calm down and, like, reevaluate some of your own choices, because, like, I'm not here for it. Like, I'm not going to help you if you're a dick to me. People don't seem to realize that, like, the nicer you are to people, the better your experience with life will be.
Yeah, the more help you'll get, the nicer you treat about other people.
I went to the bank today, and she waived my fees because, like, I was nice to her. She was like, I like your hair. And then we talked about hair for, like, 10 minutes. And then she was like, I'm supposed to charge you, but I'm totally not going to. And, like, that would not have happened if she was like, I like your hair. And I was like, thanks.
Yeah, she would have been like,
you owe me $8 actually. Like, if you're nice to people, people are nice to you. Like, literally, like, psychology, like, shows that, like, smiling will make it so people are nice to you. It makes you look nicer. It makes you look more approachable. Like, literally, if you just smile at somebody, like, think about how much further you can go when you're not a dick.
Yeah. Like, people forget that, especially on the road, too.
Yeah, I can't, people make me so mad. You know, I get trolls in my Twitch too. I had a couple of trolls that came in and they were like, you know, you're only getting views because you're a girl, and I'm like, you know, you're counting as one of my views right now, right? Like, you being here trolling me is still making my numbers go up, bro. Congratulations. Like, have fun trolling me. But also, like, I've got so many people, like, in my stream who are just like, dude, fuck off. Like, this is our girl. Like, if you don't want to be here, fuck all the way off. Like, I don't even have to worry about it. I don't even have to say anything to my trolls, because, like, all of my viewers will. They'll be like, dude, like, they're like, nope, like, we're gonna take care of Scarlett, dude. Like, you know, that's great. My little community. They are like me.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a good experience.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna ask you. Like, how do you deal with trolls? Like, just people like just trying to fuck with you all the time.
Honestly, you ignore them. Sometimes it's really hard. I know, like, I posted a picture of myself on Instagram, and it was like definitely one of those like e-girl photos. I'm like half naked on my bed, fucking gaming headphones on, and I'm like, haha, like, I'm an e-girl, I'm a streamer, right? And like, I had a couple of trolls be like, you're trash, like, look at, like, fucking fake-ass bitch, like, you're not even a real gamer, and I'm like, tie that to my Twitch stream where I'm literally playing games, but sure, whatever. Most of the time, you just have to, like, ignore them, right? Like, I am not gonna get caught up in, like, the one person that said something negative underneath the 20 people who, like, say something positive to me. Yeah. And I'm not gonna let, like, really negative people, like, bring me down. I am very aware that not everyone is gonna like me. I'm very aware of the fact that, like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need everyone to like me. I don't want everyone to like me. Like, I'm gonna act exactly how I'm gonna act. I'm gonna say all the things that I want to say. I'm gonna do all the things that I want to do, and that's just gonna be how it is. You know, if you don't like it, like, feel free to leave, because plenty of people like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's...
And also deleting their comments, because fuck them.
Delete plug.
I'm like, and fuck you.
No, I think that is a perfect or a wonderful characteristic to have these days. I think a lot of people get too kind of caught up in, like, political correctness. That they try to, like, not step on people's toes this way, that way. Yeah. And you could see that in the media with people doing these major apologies for some kind of joke or comment that they said under their breath or something like that.
Yeah. I think all those things are really blown out of proportion. And
taken out of context.
And also taken out of context. But, like, when you think about those people, like, those, like, snowflakes who are, like, mad about everything, it's funny because... Have you ever been on, like, a social media? I know you don't use Facebook, but, like, this happens a lot on Facebook, where somebody will be like, great example, there was a post around Christmas time. Okay. And the article was just like, 25% of people think that, like, Santa should be a girl, right? Like, and everyone was just, like, distraught. They're like, why? Why does Santa need to be a girl, right? And... like, I went and I was just like, okay, sure. So I went and I read the article, which apparently no one does. And I corrected the person who posted the article. The article literally asked the question, if you had to change Santa, how would you do it? Yeah.
That was it.
That was it. The question was if you had to, right? Like, there wasn't even an option for, like, keep Santa the same, right? It was just like... It literally was one of those articles that was made to cause angst and was made to make people angry and to make this, like, meme of people, like, go around and get mad. So I literally commented and I was like, hey, just so you know, if you actually read the article before you post it, you'd understand that, like, this was literally an article made for you to post it so that all these people would get mad for a fallacy, for something that is not true, and for something that literally got swayed. People never look at what they're reading, and that's what causes this, like, global outrage, is because somebody is just like, I got mad at this thing, and then everybody gets mad at them, and then everybody gets mad at the people who got mad. You know, people aren't even mad about the issue. Yeah. People are mad that people are getting mad at the issue, and it's dumb. Yeah. Because that's the thing, is, like, all these things are getting so blown out of proportion. If you actually look at the comments of people who are getting mad, they're literally commenting, like, wait, who's mad about it? But when you look through the comments, there's nobody defending that point. It's literally a meme that's supposed to stir stuff up. And I swear, if you look at all these people who are, like, snowflakes, it's not what everybody thinks. Like, I think a lot of people use social media to stir stuff up. So they're like, look over here to this, like, minor problem that's not real so that you don't understand all the stuff that's happening over here.
Yeah.
And I think that people are really, really, especially our government, I think that our government uses these things on purpose. And they're like, look over here because then you won't look over here.
Yeah.
And people really underestimate how often that actually happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Big time. I mean, it's been happening forever. I mean, since like Roman times, you know. I mean, by giving people bread, wine, and a coliseum, you know, you can keep them entertained and not worry about politics or worry about the economics of the society, or don't think about how much debt we have. You know,
Right.
like, you know. The 49ers are playing, you know, the Super Bowl. Watch that.
Right? Like, yeah, don't think about all the stuff our president is doing. Like, did you guys see that J-Lo and Shakira had a poll in their halftime show?
Dang.
Outrage, you know? And it's funny because, like, that was another really good example. Everyone was just like, how dare they, blah, blah, blah. When you look, though, not that many people were mad about it. When you looked at it, more people were defending the fact that they could do whatever they want, but everyone was just like, everyone's outraged. And it's like, no one's outraged. You're saying they're outraged when they're not, and then everyone's getting outraged that somebody might be outraged.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so then, no, I have an interesting kind of, like, twist to this topic, right? Since we're, like, going on, like, a little ordeal
On
here.
like a tangent.
Yes,
I'm like getting
it.
like revved up. I'm like, let's go.
I love it. Okay. So, with, I guess everyone having their own facts now, you know, because I mean, you can go on to like just about any website now, or you know, go on Google and do a couple searches and figure out, all right, well, this article or this website kind of backs up my ideas, and this one kind of like follows my thought process, and now all of a sudden, you know, you have all these like facts that prove you're right. You know, how the frick do we get past that? Because nobody's fact checking anything anymore. You know, like you were saying with the article on Facebook, nobody looked.
Nobody looked.
You know,
oh, God.
How the frick do we fact check stuff these days? There's so much crap out there.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm a fact checker because I'm a psych major.
I'm a scientist.
And
so
literally, you can go on Snopes, and Snopes fact checks. You can go on Snopes and check anything, literally. And nobody wants to do that. I think people like being mad. That's, like, the biggest thing is people like being outraged. They like getting that, like, rage inside them of being raged out by something. But also, like, people are just not interested in seeing if that's true. I could literally walk up to somebody and I could say, like, anything. Like, I'll just try to think of a fun fact. I could just say, you know, Albert Einstein invented light bulbs. Like, whether that's true or not, nobody's gonna look. Nobody's gonna check. Nobody's gonna do anything.
Oh yeah, smart guy.
And people are gonna be like, yeah, like I heard that too, right?
Yeah, he had a prototype for Edison.
Exactly. Like, and people literally, like, they just want you to think that you're as smart as them and vice versa, you know? And so if I walked up to somebody and I was just like, did you hear that, like, Albert Einstein was actually the person that, like, invented light bulbs? They'd be like, yeah, I know, like, crazy, right? And then they say that to somebody, and then they say that to somebody. It's, like, part of the reason that, like, old wives' tales became famous. But old wives' tales started way before technology. That was all word of mouth, right? Now we have fucking Facebook and Instagram where you can post anything and people read it and assume that it's true, and then they repost it, and then they repost it, and then suddenly this meme that's not true at all has now been around 10,000 people who think that this is a true fact.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, literally, it takes like 10 seconds to fact check. It takes 10 seconds to read the article you posted. And that infuriates me when people post things that they don't know about at all. Like, you don't have to retweet it. You don't have to repost it. You can read it and be outraged, or you can, like, look it up to see if it's actually true. And I'm, like, a research major in psychology, so it's infuriating to me that people can just, like, live their life, like, not looking up the things that they're saying at all. Like, I can convince anybody that anything is true now.
There's a lot of people out there that like to live ignorantly. And, like, they're blissful in that ignorance.
Ignorance is really, really bliss. Know? That is for sure.
I mean, there's certain things that, you know, I would rather live without or not hear or, like, you know, pay attention to. But I mean, for everything in your life, you know, I don't know.
There are people who like walk around, and I'm shocked that they like remember how to breathe.
Yeah, how are you still alive? You know what I mean? Like
literally, how are you still alive? I don't understand.
Yeah. How did you make it this far?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I know. It's kind of sad because I mean, for as much technology and as advanced as we are, we still have to ask that question about some people.
Yeah, you would think that like having like access to information would fill us with actual information, but it doesn't.
No, it's the whole common sense isn't that common kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, that's really mad. Fact check your stuff, guys. Look it up before
seriously,
look it up before you
fact check,
retweet
fact
it,
check.
please. For the love of God, like please, just look it up first. Snopes is a really good one.
Yeah.
Like Snopes.com, you can literally you can put in a link into Snopes and it'll take you to the actual link and tell you whether it's true or not. And they'll tell you these are the things that are false about it. These are the things that are true. Because all of those articles, some parts of it are true and some parts of it have been falsified or they're using information in the wrong way, right? Like
or like twisting the facts to
to fit
themselves.
their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the Santa thing is a really good example of that, right? Like you weren't given the option to just leave Santa the same. You were like, these are the different ways that you could change Santa. Like, how would you do it? And it was just like making him female, making him black, making him like a different ethnicity, and then making him
skinny.
maybe. But it was just like all these different things, and people were like, yeah, like 25% of people were like, yeah, I guess like Santa could be a girl, right? And everybody was just like, how dare you? Like. Yeah. I was just like, it's
Ms.
like stuff
Claus.
like that, you know? And like, yeah, right? Like, there is a Mrs. Claus. But, or like people being mad that the Little Mermaid got cast as a black girl. Everyone is just like, I can't believe that the Little Mermaid was white. And you're
outrage.
like, you do know mermaids aren't real, right? So she can be whatever color she is.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like another thing too. Everyone is just like, everyone's outraged. The Little Mermaid is black. And you're like, nobody's actually mad about that. Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares.
It's the media. I think it's the media.
And that's the thing, is like everyone is so fed by the media right now, and that's like a huge problem. I think social media and like our attention span isn't even a problem. It's like the media being able to just like tell us whatever they feel like at that moment, and then apparently it's just fine.
Well, like you were saying earlier, sex sells, right? Yeah. Outrage also sells.
Outrage sells.
And
Outrage sells more than sex right now.
Yeah,
I think it does. Really,
sure.
though. Like,
for sure. Getting people riled up, that's the money right there.
I'm like riled up now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know,
I'm
right?
like literally in a rage. God.
Storm out of here.
Educate yourself, guys.
Yeah.
Literally, it takes 5 seconds to educate yourself. Please.
For real.
Don't get on Facebook. Hop on like an article.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, scientific method if you can, right? Testing your facts is a key thing too. Because I mean that's the other thing too. I think once people kind of assume that that's fact, that's it. You just kind of remember that because that's the first thing you got out of it, right? For example, like news articles, media, different things like that, when they put a story out, as soon as they get all the information, right? Some of the things might be wrong, right? Some of the things they might want to redact later on.
Yeah. Or like things need to be retested.
Yeah, exactly. And so, for example, NPR is great at this, but they'll come back, a couple days later. Oh, going back to the article about the peace deal in the Middle East, there was a correction with one of the names here. It was this instead of this. But I think because everyone has already remembered or got in their mind the first thing, the correction is just...
That's like a big problem with research itself, honestly. So obviously you get paid. So researchers get paid by researching and publishing, right? And researchers don't get paid until they publish, right? So researchers just like, I need to publish, right? But they're just like trying to get so much stuff out so that their name is out there and they've been published so they can move forward, so they can get paid, right? The thing is like, you don't get paid for republishing. You don't get paid, like, nobody's interested in, like, I fact-checked this and it was right? Like, nobody wants to read that. Like, you're not going to get paid for that. Your name isn't going to be out there because you copied somebody else, or, like, you made sure somebody else's work was correct, right? And so nobody wants to research the same thing twice. Yeah. And that's a huge problem because you need to make sure that your results are going to be the same when tested again, That's how you know that things are actually true. You test it, you get results. You test it again, you get the same results. That's how you know that things are true. But nobody retests anything. You don't become famous from that. You know, that's a huge problem. Like,
really is.
you should be required to test things multiple times in order to become published. You know, and you can find like peer-reviewed articles everywhere, but like almost none of them have been tested more than once. And like that's a huge problem, like, because you can test something once and it could be a fluke, or like it could be that like your data has been skewed or something, you know, and it's just like, it's crazy.
I think we're becoming more aware as a society that it's becoming a problem, or at least facts, you know, are becoming a problem. I don't think we yet know what to do with it. You know, I don't think we understand or can figure out how to make it better yet. You know, but I think the first step is kind of knowing that you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's what I was saying. I don't want to like give up, but like, man, everybody makes it so hard.
I know. Like, when you meet the general public and you're like, gosh, these are all idiots.
Literally. And I'm just like, this is why everyone in other countries hate us, guys.
I know.
Because we're just like completely like, we're all uneducated swine.
Yeah,
and those of us who like
things.
are actually educated, everyone just hates them because they're educated. And how dare they say something that's true.
That's the other thing too. People want to like look away from things, or not hear certain things that are true, like the climate's changing.
Yeah.
But
people are just very stuck in their ways, I feel like. People are very like concrete in the way that they think, and it's Knuckles. People don't want to change their thinking. They don't want to learn other things. They don't want to be wrong. I don't know why everyone is so afraid to be wrong. You know, you get in these conversations where like, and I've done it too, and I'm not great at like taking a step back and being like, okay, you're right? Like, pride is a huge thing right now that I think everyone needs to take a step back from and like really realize that like your pride is not worth as much as like just like falsifying information, you know? And like, it's hard. People are really prideful. I am too. But when I get in debates with people and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is true, and they're like, actually, no, you're completely wrong. I'm just like, well, I feel like a dick, and I'm wrong, and that sucks, and now I feel really stupid. But, like, people, instead of, like, taking that step back and be like, well, shit, okay, I was wrong, you proved me right, and you proved me wrong, and now I'm an asshole. Like, people are just like, well, you fucking eat dolphins, so fuck you. Like, and it's just like, that's not what we're talking about. Like, now you're just mad. Like, now you're making it about other things, and then the fight becomes about that instead of what you're talking about. And now,
that's the other thing. People can't stay on track anymore, right?
Literally.
Yeah, they'll pull different arguments from here and there.
They do that on purpose, though. You know, they're like, now you won't remember that I was totally wrong because I brought up that you eat dolphins. Like, what are people gonna remember now? Like, no. Like, and that's terrible. People need to just, like, take a step back, be less prideful, and like, some people just need to decide that like agree to disagree. I have a friend, we disagree on everything, and they're all like, a lot of the stuff that we disagree on are like, they can't be proven, right? And they're all like
chicken or the egg.
Right? Like, they're all like opinions, right? Like, like opinions like, when does a baby become a baby? Like, you know, stuff like that. Like, that's like an opinion. Like, I mean, we can all, like, say, like, it's when this and this and this and this, right? But, like, when it comes down to it, like, those kinds of problems are, like, opinion-based problems. Like, should gay people be allowed to get married, right? Like, there's no factual information that says that they should or should not. Like, that's an opinion thing. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and be like, you're not going to change your mind. I'm not going to change my mind. And we just need to agree to disagree. And people also need to realize that that's also okay. You don't have to change their mind. Like, if you're not going to and they're not going to, let it go. Stop talking about it. You know, like, you're not going to help anything at that point. Like, you're stuck in your ways, and that's just how it's going to be. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And I think you're right. Everyone's afraid to be wrong these days, and everyone's trying to convince everyone else. And if you're not aligned with my thought process, then you can go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Kind of go, you know?
You know?
Or you'll be dismissed, you know? And just, you're an idiot, and just whatever. Exactly.
And, I mean, it's just like, and it sucks. It, like, especially when it comes to, like, you know, president season and everything like that. You see these things on Facebook that are like, if you're not voting for so-and-so, fucking delete me, you know? And I'm just like, That's a big opinion. I mean, I've got
Pretty
big
strong,
opinions,
buddy.
and I've deleted some people for posting some things that I'm just like, I can't with you, because, like, if that's what you actually believe, then I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, but that's like an agree to disagree. I'm gonna agree to disagree with you, and also put you over there where I don't have to see your stupid ass post anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like, I've decided to do that instead of fighting you publicly.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like doing that. It's too much work.
So, if social media wasn't around, do you think people wouldn't feel the same way about certain opinions like that? Because it's like being posted. Like, you know, once you post them online, it's not like talking, right?
I think that's tough. That's really tough.
It'll be there for a while.
I mean, that's like stuff that you can look at from history, right? Like, there were plenty of presidential seasons and plenty of times that people had opinions without social media.
Yeah.
I don't know about those because I live in a social media time. Get a baby boomer in here and ask them.
That'll be next week, folks.
Because I'm sure that they'll have some really good, like, thought processes on that. Like, the only thing that I know is that, like, I grew up with social media. I didn't grow up with an iPhone, like, in my hands at 6-year-old. I got my first cell phone when I was, like, 13. And it was like the Nokia that you could only play Snake on, you know?
Dude,
like,
that was the
one
one,
right?
Yeah.
And, you know, we grew up in the days where, like, you got the iPod, like the iPod Touch, you know, and like the coolest app on your iPad Touch was like you could make a Zippo lighter look something different. You could flip it open and there would be a fake fire, and you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And now you can play fucking Candy Crush for 9 hours.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what you did with your life. So, you know, times, guys, it's crazy. So like I even had a phone at 13,
Progress.
but like my phone literally only dialed out to my parents. And then I finally got an actual phone in high school, but like. We were limited on minutes. Remember when you would talk to your friends that also had Verizon Wireless after 9 o'clock because then it was free.
Really? I always had AT&T. I actually had Singular Wireless before it was AT&T.
Yeah, so Verizon Wireless. I think other places did this too. Like after 9 o'clock, if you were talking to somebody on the same like provider as you, it was free. So like at like 9:01, I would call my friend and I'd be like, "Do you know what happened at school today?" Because texts were like a 1, right? You only had like 250 texts per month and everything like that.
Yeah, I would drive my parents crazy.
Yeah, I would always be over. My parents would just like look at their bill and they'd be like, "How did you send 1,000 text messages this month?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I like to do things. I like to hang out. I
have a life."
But you know, like back in those days, and now like literally it's everywhere. Like we didn't have social media on our phones. Like I would have to like at like 10:30 at night, like sneak onto my computer and put on MySpace, which my parents didn't like that I had. And my mom was like, "You can't have a MySpace. That's why you're wearing too much eyeliner." And then my mom would take away my eyeliner, and then I'd go to school and I'd put it on, and then before I got home, I would take it off. That was like
the secret one in your backpack.
That was like how we rebelled, you know. Like I would put on eyeliner like on the bus. It would look fucking terrible.
Yeah, but you did it.
But you did it, and then you hit it later, you know. And
exactly.
now teenagers are so much worse. Like I've got like 13-year-olds who look like they're like 32 years old, and I'm just like,
right, and they got the weed pen going on.
Oh my god, I'm like, dang.
What?
I'm like, when I was 13, I was wearing blue eyeshadow, and it did not look good. Like, you know, like nobody's paying their dues now, you know. Like I had to glow up, you know. Like I was not cute in high school. I looked like a raccoon because I did not know how to wear my eyeliner, and nobody thought I was cute. And then I grew up, and now I got like people from my high school like sliding to my DMs and being like, "Hey, so you actually got cute? What's up?" And I'm like, "I live in California now." So fuck off.
Yeah.
and then they don't message me again. It's great. I love it when people from my high school are just like, "Hey Scarlett, like what's up?" you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Oh, you know, I'm like literally living the dream in California. What are you doing? Ooh, you're on your 3rd kid and you're getting divorced?"
Yeah.
That sucks.
Sucks to be you right now.
That sucks for you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually does suck for you, and it's great for me, but I feel bad for you.
Yeah, but congrats on the promo at Jiffy Lube.
It's so sad, you know? And that's terrible. That's a terrible, like, thought process to have. But, you know, that's where we are now.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to be better than everyone else. I like being better than some people. It's terrible. It's a terrible personality trait. It really is. I'm trying to change it, but knowing is the first step, guys. Yeah. It really is. I feel like this whole podcast, I'm just like, these are the reasons I'm a garbage person. Here you go, like me anyway. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing that I love about this. I mean, you can just be yourself, you know? And I mean, just kind of be goofy or not yourself at all. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like, that I like my thought process of like, if you like me, sweet. If you don't like me, that's fine too. Like, go over there, find somebody you do like. There's plenty of people out here. Yeah. They're all completely reachable. Like, go find one of them.
Yeah.
You know? That's what you gotta do. Everybody live your best life. That's what you gotta do.
100%. You heard it from Scarlett. Live your best life, everyone. Well, I mean, is there anything else you wanted to kind of touch on, talk about, get off your chest?
I think that was like my like novel right there.
I mean, that was such an epic thing to end on. I mean, I think that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Scarlett, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I had a blast.
Yeah, thank you. Come back on again, all right?
Yes.